Do you guys know who Zill is? You have absolutely no idea. Okay, no worries at all because I am so ready here to show you exactly who he is. Basically, in this big paragraph in the Art of Cars 2 book, he was the film's original villain. And then they go on to show some incredible concept art pictures of Zill, including this very menacing one right here in the smoke. I mean, he just looks incredible. A crazy, unique model for a car as well. And they actually show a couple scenes that he would have been in, along with Mater, and another car that was removed from the movie, Gilia, who was a double agent spy. But as you can see here, it does look like she had some feelings for Mater because even though she turned him in, she still looks kind of upset. So that would have been a cool storyline to go through. Of course, Zill basically serving as Professor Z because he would not necessarily have been the public-facing villain that was not revealed to the end. Obviously, I'm referring to Miles Axelrod there. Love these molds for Zill, by the way. I've seen a few of those molds in person, not for Zill himself, but for other cars, or not cars, but I have seen actually a Mater version of that when I went to the Disney Expo, the one that travels around. That is currently, I'm not sure currently where it is, but it was just recently in Chicago, so I got to see that. Anyways, they do those molds for like a whole bunch of characters, like basically any character they're trying to develop. Now, what I'm trying to scroll to here is the other scene that they show him in, which is at this junkyard when, yeah, I believe that would have been Finn McMissile, a British agent who was captured in a scrapyard. So they don't necessarily say who. Could be Finn, could be Leland Turbo, could have just been another one. Because Zill's just posted up on top of the scrap heap watching this car get smashed. I love it so much. Now, before we get into this amazing custom here that I have, I do want to return back to this paragraph to give you guys some more information on who Zill is. Failed mysterious race car based on an actual 1950s car manufactured by ZIL, Zavad Ameni Likachova, a Russian automotive company best known for its armored transport vehicles. The Soviet-era car was intended to challenge the top race cars of the day, but instead it basically sucked and was only as fast as 85 miles per hour, and Zill would have been, like they kind of go on and describe here, the Professor Z with all the lemons at his beck and call. So not Miles Axelrod, but basically Professor Z. Now let's get on the table here and review this guy. So this custom was done by Amy, the Diecast Empress. I will leave her Instagram link in the description below where you can find all of her incredible work that she's done over the last few years. She's been doing just a wide variety of customs. Her creativity is off the charts. Like things you would not think would be possible for a custom because, well, there isn't like a good mold, a good model to base it and paint it on. She just does it anyways. Like she just finds a way. With Zill here, I have no idea what she fully used, like all the components that went into this, because I do believe she took like a car from another brand, not Mattel, added something to it up here, and yeah, just went along with the ride. I mean, I don't know. You have to ask her how she did it, and obviously you can inquire if she would be willing to make one for you as well if you like it. So yeah, check her out in the description below. Huge thanks to her for making this for me because I've always wanted a Zill custom, but obviously the model is so unique, it's going to be practically impossible to get one. But her creativity, like she's just like so ambitious, goes out there and does it. Like if I were to commission another customizer to do this, like it probably would never get done because it just would require so much like extra things and work and tedious nature things that would not necessarily enthuse customizers who are more focused on repainting and making decals and whatnot. So yeah, essentially very happy to have this, and it is perfect, right? It is basically exactly what Zill looks like, as I will show there on the screen. I know we just looked at him in the book, but it's good to do a little bit more of a side-by-side view here. Really would have liked to seen at least some version of Zill, like even if he wasn't the full villain, like maybe he's just like in the background, like maybe he's just like a henchman to Professor Z at this point that gets taken out quickly at the oil rig or something along those lines. Like Professor Z had Greminacer, but why couldn't he have had Zill too, like for some extra muscle? Like that would have been cool to throw him in the movie in some way, shape, or form. Maybe they thought they would save him for down the road if they continued the spy stuff, which obviously they did not do. But yeah, the eyes look really nice, a very kind of just focused and dialed in expression. I like the mouth that was added up here as well, which clearly took some work because this being a car from another brand, it's not going to already have a mouth with it. It was probably just like a blank regular car. But yeah, you have that circular hood emblem, the grille up front that Zill has, the silver guards up here essentially. The tires, kind of like rubber tires. They are treaded. But yeah, I remember getting like some pullback cars like this as a kid where the tires were tread like this. It was this kind of size. I don't think, yeah, this isn't a pullback, but it kind of reminds me of those ones that you would get at like a gas station or like going on vacation. They would have these like tourist shops. So I don't know, maybe that is kind of something along the lines of what Amy used. But yeah, got a nice gold screw right in the center of it there to hold it all together. A couple other screws on either side, but I think those probably came with it as is. You got the silver hubcaps there with a little red dot in the middle. Like to see that. Nice silver detailing throughout. And what's crazy is, like, again, I have no idea exactly how she made this, but the roof is very similar to Lightning McQueen's in the sense that you have the 2 roof flaps there and then 3 window bars. So very, very familiar, very similar to Lightning McQueen's roof and back window there. On the back, you have the silver line going down the middle and then a couple red taillights there, which look really nice. It's a plastic piece in there, I believe, because that does look like an acrylic piece there for the lights. Might be wrong though. But yeah, just a gorgeous custom, super creative, super innovative. And yeah, this guy's gonna look great in my collection. People are gonna be like, what is that? Who is Zill? I know some of you guys most definitely know who Zill is, but I don't think a large majority of the cars community does. I love the exhaust pipe there on the bottom as well. That's a great little detail that I don't think Amy added per se, but it just came. Maybe she did add it, but yeah, that's awesome. I love that it's there. Yeah, just a great release. Not great release, just a great custom all around. Kind of like the level of the Liberty, what am I trying to say here? The Statue of Liberty carified that I had a few years ago now, like just something next level that no one else would think of doing. But yeah, this is probably also quite well in scale with all the other cars. Maybe a little big, I would say, but overall, I mean, he looked huge in all of those pictures we saw in the concept art book. I mean, with Mater, like, he is definitely girthier, but still, Mater and Finn hold their own. With Zill here, I mean, with Professor Z, it's funny that they went from like someone who was going to be huge to somebody who on average is a lot smaller than most cars, right? Professor Z here. So yeah, it's just kind of funny the transition there. Like, how did they jump from this to this? Why did they jump from this to this? Like, would it have even changed anything at all? Is this easier to make as a diecast car to sell for merchandise purposes? I don't know. I really don't think so because they haven't released this guy in years. Professor Z has not gotten any love in like nearly a decade. I don't think that's the exact math. It might be though. I mean, has he been released since 2014 in any way? He got, the single release in 2011. He got released in the 2012 London multi-pack exclusive to Target. He was in a 2-pack at one point. Of course, he got a Lights and Sounds release. But outside of all of that, Professor Z has not been released all that much. And you'd think that he would be easy to. I mean, a simple, like small, almost like Luigi size, but he gets his own single pack. And yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of crazy to think. Like, would it even have made a big difference on the movie? I don't really think so. Like, if you swap Zill for Professor Z, just imagine all those scenes with Professor Z being with Zill. Like, they both are intimidating in their own regards. What the hell? They're guys like you don't want to mess with at the end of the day, right? Even though Professor Z is like 1/10 of the size of Zill. But yeah, guys, as always, thank you for watching. Thank you so much for the support. I mean, this would have been just an absolute squadron. This is a unit right here that you do not want to, you don't want to play with. Add Don Kremlin, Petrov Trunkov in the back, and yeah, you got yourself an arsenal. What's the word for it? What's the word? A militia right here. Bingo. As always, appreciate the support. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Amy, the Diecast Empress. This is a fantastic custom. I will see you guys soon for another video. Bye now. Before we fully go, I did want to compare him to Big D here. A character that really has no similarity in model whatsoever, but the ideas of the character, kind of the ambiance, the auras of the characters are similar. Even though we never see Zil on screen, it does kind of feel like he would be like a European, like a Russian version of Big D. I don't know why, I just get that vibe. Plus, they're similar in size. You know, the Disney Store 143 scale, whatever kind of car this was, whatever brand it was, seems like it probably was like around 143 scale. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick little turnaround of those two side by side.